Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Success Life. My name is Eric Reed. I am your coach, and today is Fun Friend Friday. So I felt like I should wear a Fun Friend Friday festive frock. There we go. How many F's can you get in one word? I think I got them all. So welcome to Fun Friend Friday with our festive frocks. I'm glad you took a moment to jump in, say hello, dive in. I've got to make a little technology thing here on the side to happen. Good morning, Mr. Reed. Let me just move this in, move this out. Sorry, you guys are all seeing my fingers right now. I apologize. There is our special guest. I will be inviting you in just a minute, Miss Sonia. I somehow forgot to do this part. I don't know what's going on today. Love the shirt. I decided Fun Friend Friday had to have a Fun Friend Friday shirt. I don't know. Now, not that I have many like this in my closet, but I thought, you know what? If you know our guest, you know that her energy level, her enthusiasm, her passion for life is like, boom, straight up and off the hook. And so I was worried that I might not be able to hold my own space next to her, you know. And so I thought, I need to pump up my energy, pump up my enthusiasm, and celebrate our special guest. So that is why, there we go. I think I'm all settled in now. Why the festive Fun Friend Friday fun frock. There we go. So good morning, everybody. Want to do a quick recap, then we're going to dive into our Fun Friend Friday guest because there is so much I want to learn and grow from. But as we begin, take a moment, share it out so other people can hear from Miss Sonia as we begin our Fun Friend Friday event. Yesterday's Facebook Live and preceding blog created a lot of conversation, a lot of phone calls to me and from me and around me. And so I just want to make sure that everybody just doesn't make that a yesterday thing, that they keep that space open, they keep that awareness open, they keep those lines of communication open, and they start to develop and design into their lives those safety nets so that when we do have those gray skies, those moments of, that we have a resource to go back to. After I finished the call and I was on a coaching call with somebody else and we actually began to discuss it, I said, we all need to build a first aid kit. And you never build the first aid kit when you're, sitting there with a gash in your arm. Smart people have the first aid kit in place long before they need it in the hopes that they'll never have to use it. But if they do, they know they've got everything that they need right there in that kit. Well, I think we need to do the same in helping our children and helping our spouses and our family and our friends build those first aid kits for depression and anxiety and moments of despair. Teach them now when they don't need it most how to build that safety net, how to build that connection, how to build that resource network. I talked about the smiley faces, neutral face, and sad face in our daytimer, and I want to do that real quick. Then we're going to have Miss Sonia jump in, and we're going to begin our Fun Friend Friday. Make sure, Sonia, while you're getting ready, your phone is positioned this way. It's always a good idea to have it powered up or plugged in for charging because for some reason Fun Friend Friday drains the battery. But going back to the calendar thing, happy face, neutral face, sad face. I don't overcomplicate it with ones and twos and on a score from 1 to 10, I felt like, or a reflective word, because that moves me into here. That moves me into, well, yesterday I gave it a 7, today I was a little, and I don't need that. I just need a happy face. Like overall, I rank today as yes. Thumbs up. Overall, I rank today as neutral. Overall, I rank today as bad. Because when I'm at the end of the week, the end of the month, the end of a period where I'm starting to feel gray or like nothing's going my way or I'm having, lack of success, I can look back in my journal and see smiley face, neutral face, sad face, smiley face, smiley. Oh, wait a minute. Now I see the pattern. Now I have something to hold on to. Hold on to the pattern. Or now I see the truth. Not every day is a negative day. Some days are neutral and some days are happy. I just need to wait it out. So that's why I don't overcomplicate it with, too many faces or too much analytical. It's just a little thing down in the bottom of the corner of my daytimer, my journal, my book. All right. So we are going to start Fun Friend Friday. I'm going to invite my guest to join me in. What I need you to do is 1, hit share. 2, when you see her come on, fill the screen with smiley faces, hearts. Because I tell you, for some people, this thing is intimidating. I don't know why, but hey, it is. So if you haven't seen Fun Friend Friday, I will walk you through so you can start doing it with your friends on Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. So all the cameras should be like this. And when I say cameras, I mean phones. It's always best to have it piled up. You reach up in the corner, you find your guest, you hit their button, it says bring so-and-so on screen, you hit yes, add a little message on the other side that says you're being invited, and then they click it. And then it takes a moment and saying, I'm adding, and bang, just like magic, they're there.
Good morning.
Good morning. I am so, I hope my Fun Friend Friday festive frock is enough to keep up with you and your energy.
It makes me want to say trick or treat. I love it. Love it.
I thought it's got, we all have one or two of these in our closets, and this is my Lucy Ricardo shirt because it's got bongo drums and pineapples, and
I knew you would have to do something to get me up this early in the morning, and when I saw your shirt, boom, I'm awake.
Hey, you do what you got to do,
Exactly.
And so, thank you so much for joining me on this Fun Friend Friday. I see my enthusiasm. I need to step it down, you guys. I have so many questions and I need so much teaching from you. I don't know where to dive in, but I'm just going to start diving in and then we're going to see where it goes, if that's okay. So first, let me introduce you. You are a John Maxwell coach and trainer. You also have an MBA in business. Duh. You hold an MBA, and you are, and I love the name of your company. Do you pronounce it Etch Your Life and Draw or Sketch?
Absolutely, yes.
So Etch Your Life, which is a consulting and coaching and speaking company where you pour in inspiration to others.
Yes, yes.
And you're a grandmother and a dog lover.
Yes, I am.
Very proud. I had a coach. I had somebody ask if I could coach, and they said I love cats, and that was a tricky one for me to decide. So since you're a dog lover, I know we'll be good.
I love the unconditional love of a dog. I love it.
I almost got a new dog the other day. I'm so glad I didn't.
We live out in the country, and so unfortunately, people dump dogs on our road. So we have had so many strays come up, and we take them in and we love them and we feed them, and sometimes they stay and sometimes they go, but I love them.
It's very much, when we lived in Uruguay, there was every house, or when you bought a house, you got a dog. It wasn't your choice. It just happened that way.
Came with the house?
Came with the house, so to speak. You would just pull up one day and there would be a dog in the front yard. Well, my son started collecting extra dogs. And so we would go through town with our pack of dogs, and we had names for them, and the neighbors had different names for them, and the guy down the street had a different name. So these poor dogs had like 5 or 6 names because they belonged to like 5 or 6 houses. But
we have a dog that just walked down the driveway one day, this was many years ago, and we just named her Doggy.
Doggy.
And she's gone by Doggy all these years, and she stayed.
So we had One Eye because he had one eye, and we had Bera for the town, and Sister Girl because she was a female dog that looked like the other dog, and then Buster. So we just nicknamed them. But
how many do you have?
I only own one dog. These were the extra dogs that just hung out on the front porch because when I say wild, they're not like ferocious wild. They're just, we used to live in a town where people would come for the summer and then go back. And so I think some of the dogs got left behind, or they would attach to an owner that would disappear for part of the season and find a new owner, kind of thing. So diving in, so tell us about the 8 days of change, or the 8 days that really set you on a new path.
Oh my goodness. Well, honestly, I don't have any memory of those 8 days. I've heard a lot of stories, but yes, I was on life support for 8 days. In fact, a year ago tomorrow is when I came off life support. But I do remember coming off life support. I opened my eyes, and now my daughter, I live in Arkansas, my daughter lives in New Hampshire. I opened my eyes and my daughter was standing over me and she was going, "Mom, Mom, hi. And I'm like smiling, well, hey, hi. And I look down and my older sister she's standing there and she's going, praise God, and she's crying. I didn't know what was going on. But my daughter looked at me and said, look, Mom, Everybody Loves Raymond's on TV. And I looked up and there he was. Now, what is unique about that is that I'm an Everybody Loves Raymond fan. I've got all the box sets, watched it all 100 times. And my children know I'm addicted to the show. So for years, I told my daughter, if I'm ever in a coma, put on Everybody Loves Raymond. It'll bring me out of my coma. And ironically, Everybody Loves Raymond was on TV when I opened my eyes. That's a true story. Now, my doctor says that might have been a divine intervention, it might have been an accident, but yes, Everybody Loves Raymond was on TV. So who knows? You never know what's going to happen. But yes, I was on life support for 8 days.
I've been told that when you're in the balance, so to speak, like that, you're called forward by a voice. I just didn't know it was going to be Raymond's voice for me. So, but I love that because the significance and the impact that it had after.
Oh, after, my goodness. Afterwards, I couldn't feed myself. I couldn't write my name. Um, through that short process, I lost a lot of hair. My whole body changed. Actually, my body had a reboot. And when I came out of it, I was on oxygen. I had to actually learn how to breathe again. I had to learn how to feed myself. Yes, it was so amazing that I'm really serious when I say this. Had I not had some of the Maxwell skills, I don't think I would have come through it like I did. It took a positive attitude. It took me being patient with the care providers, my family. That's a whole nother element. People don't think about the family. Everybody was praying for me, but the people praying for my family, that was huge because they needed prayer too. But for the grace of God, I would not be here today. I would not.
And I want to just sort of like catch everybody up, and this is the part where you better start sharing because there's a lesson in here. That was a year ago tomorrow.
That I came off life support.
So
Yes.
a year ago tomorrow, you couldn't breathe, you couldn't feed, you couldn't walk, you couldn't do a crossword puzzle kind of thing.
Right.
You were basically starting life over.
Absolutely over.
So when I hear, and I'm sure sometimes you probably like just do the, yeah, sure. Let me tell you, when I hear people like, oh, I can't because I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough support. And you look at them and go, honey, I mean, do you not want to just look and go, a year ago, I was drooling soup out of my mouth. And now I'm standing on a platform ready to speak and inspire the world. Don't tell me you can't. You're more telling me you won't. Is that, I mean, do you not feel sometimes frustrated in those environments?
Absolutely. I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell people medically what they should do, but I can share my own experience with them. And I've got someone very close to me now who's dealing with oxygen, having the option to come off oxygen or stay on oxygen. And so I shared with her what I had to do in the hospital. When I was in the hospital, I ended up going to in-hospital rehab, and I did not want to leave that hospital on oxygen. So my doctor said, then you've got to keep your blood oxygen level to a certain level. I set my phone to go off every hour on the hour.
Woo!
Simply learn how to breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. I was a mouth breather, and I never knew that was even an issue. Now, I'd always breathe through my mouth. So I had to set the alarm, and for 3 weeks, my alarm went off every hour on the hour. I would take off the oxygen. I would do my exercises. And it is so true what John Maxwell says. If you do something every single day for 30 days, you develop a habit. I got in the habit of breathing through my nose, And 4 days before my discharge, my doctor said, I don't know about the oxygen or not. I'm just going to have that charted really close. And I showed her my own charts I had been keeping for 3 weeks. And she was shocked. I had not shared this with anyone. I was just keeping my charts. So she took me off oxygen, had me monitored closely, and I had to learn to breathe all over again. Now, was it fun? No. I had to wake up every hour on the hour and condition my head to tell my body to breathe in. So this very close person in my life is on oxygen, and she's been told that she could go off oxygen, but she feels safer being on it. And I get frustrated because I want to say, and I have said, try the breathing. Try, set your alarm every hour. And what I got back was, oh, that's such a pain. Oh, that's such a pain. And I'm thinking, such a pain. Oh my goodness, walking around with the oxygen for me would be the pain. So yes, I do get frustrated, but I also have to understand not everybody is where I am, and it took me to want to get to where I'm at.
So I want you guys, there is so much meat on that bone. So I set a goal. I held myself accountable. I tracked my accountability visually. I did it regardless of what people around me said was possible. I stepped way out of my comfort zone because, y'all, we're taking the oxygen, the life support off voluntarily and trying to live without air. And then I had to program my mind to tell my body what to do, which required that I overcome the fear that I might be suffocating in the middle of telling my brain and my body what to do. And I stuck with it because I didn't lose the end goal. I stayed in it because the bigger thing was more important than the momentary loss. And how long was each exercise? 3 minutes?
Oh no, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
On average, it was 10 minutes.
So 10 minutes versus a lifetime of freedom and mobility. And I'm not a medical professional, but I'll tell you, once you got hooked up to that oxygen and you're driving that tank, your quality of life declines. And
absolutely.
You knew that my quality of life required me to put in some hard work and use the compound effect.
Yes, but at the time, I didn't realize that's what I was doing. Looking back, I can see what you said is absolutely true, but I didn't wake up and say, okay, I don't want this quality of life. I'm going to chart it. I just woke up and thought, what do I need to do? I had 2 goals. I wanted to leave.
That? I didn't know how. I just woke up and said, what is the next best step for me to get the life that I want?
I had 2 goals. One goal was I did not want to leave the hospital on oxygen. The second goal, I did not want to leave on a walker, to have to push a walker. Well, I didn't meet that second goal. I left the hospital without oxygen, but I was on the walker. And that was okay because the doctor said, if I do ABCD, I'll come off that walker. So I showed it for my...
I got to keep interrupting you because you are so filled with wisdom. I don't want people to skip past it. I had 2 goals. I achieved one didn't come true. I didn't hear her say, so I decided to put the oxygen back on and go sit on my couch and watch Price is Right.
No option for...
I acknowledged the success that I had. I listened to the wisdom of my mentor, or in this case, my doctor, who said that I was making great progress and that I just needed more time, more intensity, more focus, and I would be free. And I'm sure you're free of the walker now.
Absolutely. I was only on the walker for a week, and I got taken off the walker, and it was amazing. I had one thing I couldn't do, and I couldn't write my name. And when I was released from the hospital, I still couldn't write my name. My sister was convinced I had had a stroke, and my doctor assured me and my family I had not had a stroke. But we couldn't figure out why I couldn't write my name. So one day in outpatient therapy, one of the therapists came into me and she said, if you can come in on Sunday, because that's the only day I can come in on Sunday, I want to try something on you. I came in on a Sunday I mean, Sunday's my day of rest. Sunday's my day of
And you earned
worship.
it.
I don't, so, but she said, just please give me Sunday. I came in Sunday. Long story short, she took me through a 2 hour process. And at the end of that 2 hour process, she put a pen in my hand and she said, write your name. And I wrote my name. And everybody screamed because what she was doing with me is something that she said she does with stroke patients over a 6 month to a year, sometimes many years. There's a switch in our brain that if you can switch it, if you can connect with it and switch it back on, everything connects. And she knew because I hadn't had a stroke, it was possible that this exercise over some period of time would work. And she had me doing things that made no sense at all. In fact, at one point I thought to myself, this is so stupid that I'm doing this, but wants me to do it, I'll do it. And I looked pretty silly doing it, but I did it. And when the pen went in my hand and I wrote my name, I'll never forget, I looked up and went, oh my gosh, everybody screamed. It worked. So you also have to trust that if people want to try something with you and there's a possibility it might work, don't let the fear get in the way. Just do it. Just do it. And it worked. It worked.
So again, wisdom chunk, you guys. Write these down, steal them, use them, live with them. I didn't understand the process, but I trusted the person who had seen the outcome before. And
Yes.
so I bought into the process without having to believe in the process. So often we come into a coaching or a mentor relationship where we read a book about how to transform our lives. And because we can't get our whole being, our heartness into it, we go, oh, this can't work for me. And you said, look, I didn't really think what she was doing made any kind of sense. It was like I was the skeptic, but I trusted the process and the outcome for others. So I bought in and gave it and ended up with the result I sought. So again, you guys, when a coach, when a mentor, when a speaker, when a minister, when a friend says, look, I know this will work. I've seen it work before. I can't guarantee it's going to happen for you. Don't buy in with belief, buy in, trust me based on the process, and let's see what happens. We experience the same. My daughter has cerebral palsy, which kind of looks a bit like a stroke to some people. And we try all kinds of weird things, and people are like, what? And I'm like, don't ask me. That's just what the experts say.
Yeah.
So a year ago, let's recap, people. Let's recap. If you're sitting in your little pity party chair and you're like, I can't have what I want. I don't feel good about who I am. My life will never be what I want my life to be. I can't have my dreams, my wishes, my aspirations. A year ago, oxygen, walker, and drooling soup, and couldn't write your name.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
And accomplished because you set the goals, you held yourself accountable, you reached into the resources that you had, and you didn't give up just because it wasn't going good.
I think you've got to want it too. You've got to want it so bad because it's not easy. It's just not. I mean, it was a journey. It was hard. It was hard. I'd do it all over again, but it was not easy. And I wanted it so bad. So
Now I have to ask, because I saw him pop up a minute ago, how much of that wanting it so bad was because of Dennis?
he's my rock. He is the best man. Don't take it personally.
The fact that he pours concrete and he's your rock, I think is kind of cute.
Yes. In fact, he poured some concrete at our church, and I ran to the corner and I wrote in the concrete. And if my church is listening, I'm so sorry I did this, but I wrote.
Sinner.
I carved in etch, ETCH, and it was 2000. I'm looking at it over to 2015, I think it was. I took a picture of it and I've got it framed because he pours concrete. He's a tough guy, but he's got a heart. Oh my goodness, he's my rock. He really is.
That's cute. I think we need to get a picture of Dennis with a concrete frame around it, you know, like he could
We
pour you
do.
a picture frame that you could use for just him. Um,
That's a good idea.
you can have it for free after all you've given us this morning. Um, but I think I want you guys to hear the journey. I, I spent 8 days lost to the world. I woke up and I realized I had to get to work. If I was going to leave the hospital the way I wanted to leave the hospital, I didn't have time to sit in pity party crying mode, complaining mode, asking everybody to take care of me, poor, pitiful me. I had to get to work. And you got to work in silence and did what you needed to do. And I'm sure waking up at 3 a.m. to an alarm clock going off so you could practice breathing. I'm sure there were 2 or 3 times you were like, you know what, I'll just skip this one and I'll double down on the next.
The hardest part about it was being in an in-house hospital rehab setting. It's not like a hotel, and it's not even like being in a normal hospital. You're in an in-house hospital rehab. Whether you like it or not, they make you wake up at 5 a.m., get dressed, no coffee, walk down to the breakfast room or get in your wheelchair and go down to the breakfast room before you can even have coffee. So, it was harder. I mean, I appreciate my coffee now more than ever. And what's ironic is I drink less of it. Before this event, I drank a pot of coffee every day, a
Woo!
pot by
That's what
myself.
Southern women do, you guys, just so you know.
Yes, yes, yes. But now, one cup. I might pour two and just let it sit and go cold, and I pass that off to Dennis. But one cup is all I need now. Yet I thought in the hospital I was just going to die if I didn't have my coffee, but I made it without my coffee.
I love that. Dennis, coffee, oxygen, rehab. Life is filled with struggles. I so appreciate you sharing that journey and that story. I think so often we look at someone like you who commands the stage and can speak, and you spoke on the John Maxwell stage, and all of the success that you're having and all of the momentum that you're creating in your life and in your business and in your passion, and think, oh, it's always been easy for her. She's got a natural charisma or a natural charm, or she's got, you know, I don't know where I would be, and I pray that I never have to figure out. But had I woke up to Raymond, or Everybody Loves Raymond, that would have been a problem to begin with. I just can't do that kind of humor. But I don't know if I would have had the discipline to set my alarm to go off every hour, to practice breathing for 10 minutes so that I could get up and get out of a hospital on my own. I don't know how I would have handled the situation. And I think we all don't know until we're there. But I think the lessons you taught about, you know what, you just got to have the goal, chart it, trust the process, dive in and get it done, regardless of what's going on, applies universally.
It does, and not meeting a goal is okay.
Oh,
I
did you
did,
hear that, you guys? Not meeting a goal is okay.
it's okay.
We need that reminder that not meeting a goal is okay as long as you don't give up on the goal.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
oh, Miss Diane is here. I've seen so many of you guys jump in. Since we've been sort of in conversation, I apologize. I haven't been able to stop and say hello to everybody. I saw Damien, I saw Diane, I saw Sandra, or Sandy jump in. A couple other people stopped in. I saw Carl jump in. You got people from Africa, South Africa. You got people from Arkansas. You got people from Ohio. You got people from Texas. Everybody give a good shout out this morning to our guest. There's one other thing that I want to do. I'm checking my watch because I want to keep us here all day. But do tell, and this fits you guys based on what we talked about yesterday and based about what we talked on this morning about having your first aid kit for those moments when you don't feel so happy and you don't feel so strong and you don't feel so positive about your life. Building in those first aid kit tools now up. We've got Australia. I love Australia. I did a year down there. It was so much fun. Talk about Dennis and yours tin cans.
Oh, our tin can. We started this back, I believe it was 2014. It had been a horrible year. We had had some tragedy in his family and ours, and it was just a really bad year. I I just have this, I'm an incurable optimist. incurable. And so I can't stand it when things get negative and when things get just
I'm with
negative
you
all
on
around.
that.
So I told my husband, I said, let's write down every day a little piece of paper, one good thing, no matter how the day was. At the end of the day, let's write it down. I grabbed an old tin can. In fact, I wish I could get up and show you. It's right over there. We
Go
still use it.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Let me get it.
Because every story needs props, and why she's doing that. Diane commented on the shirt. I had to be able to keep up with her energy, so I thought I needed a fun friend Friday via festive frock for
Okay,
today.
so this is the old tin can, and you can see on the top it says, Good Things 2018 do not open until December 31st.
Okay.
So what we do at the end of every day, now I can't say every day, we miss days, we're human, we miss days. But most days, at the end of the day, no matter what happened, we have to write a note. It could be a sticky note, a piece of paper, and we didn't make the rule. We just sort of fell into the rule. We
That's
never
the way
look inside.
rules work in my house. They develop as
Yeah,
we
we
go.
never look inside the can. We never look to see if the other put anything in there. The can is never opened unless you're dropping in a note, or on New Year's Eve, we take the can and we start drawing out notes. And we read the notes. And we have laughed, we have cried, we have went, oh my goodness, I can't believe that happened. It's been an amazing journey at the end of the year to actually just pull out the good things. And so what I do is I take all those notes and I take the sticker on top and I put them in a Ziploc bag, tape that sticker on the back, and I can pull out every year since 2014, and it's all good things. I actually want to put it in a book because they're all different colors of paper, different
I
things
think
we've
that
thought of. I just want to put it in a book. Good things for this year, good things for that year. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I do know I'm
I
holding
could
on.
just lay them out on a scanner, scan the page, then send it to, save them as JPEGs, and then send them to Shutterfly, and they'll just bind it in a book for you.
I really want to do it. I've got these Ziploc bags full of it, but that keeps us focused.
Well,
It
I
keeps
saw your daughter just popped in, so she may steal them and do them for you as a Christmas present.
Oh, I would love that. That's what someone needs to do. Yes. Melissa, I'll show you where I keep all the Ziploc bags.
So, but did you hear that I'm building a resource of gratitude? I'm not just walking at the end of the day and saying, oh, thank you, God, for this and moving on. Because when we lose focus, when we're distracted, when we're depressed, when we're struggling, we can't like magically pull that stuff back out of the air and incorporate it. When you're having a rough day, you probably jump up and grab a Ziploc bag and spend 5 or 10 minutes just wandering through it and like go, okay, I'm good. This now is not always.
Right. Exactly right.
And knowing that you have to go through, and one of the other ideas that this does as a coaching tool is when you sort of have planted somewhere in the back of your head, oh, wait a minute, I got to have something for the box today or the tin for today. You start to look for it so that you can be like, that's the one that's it. That's what I'm going to put in my tin for today. And so you
Yes.
start to look for the good in the day instead of just experiencing or wandering or falling through the day.
Right. We've had one extreme to the other. We've had some days that are just so incredibly good. We've had to put our note in the bucket before the end of the day. And then we've had days where I personally have sat here at this table and thought, oh, what am I going to put in the bucket today? What can I possibly put in the bucket today? And there have been days I've said, God woke me up for another day. And that's the best thing that happened to me today because I couldn't pull anything else out. Just the fact that I was able to experience all that, learn some lessons, tough day, but I got to experience it. So here for another day.
So I love that. And I see Diane's here, Diane Dick. Today's the day, Diane, that you begin your tin bucket. Today's the day you start marking down one item and you guys call it the good thing for the day.
Yes, one good thing a day.
So today's the day, Diane. You got that? I had to
I love
challenge you. So now it is time for the Fun Friend Friday part of the Fun Friend Friday. See,
I thought we were there.
no, well, that was the wisdom and inspiration. This is
Okay.
so you know Nathan Cook. Those that don't go find him. No, I'm teasing. Nathan is my buddy and my brother. Nathan started this so long ago, and it stayed an integral part of Fun Friend Friday. So in each of these envelopes is a wisdom word or a leadership word, like influence and growth and desire and consistency and legacy and modeling, intentionality, and such and such. You get to pick an envelope.
Ooh.
Now, we have,
I love games.
yeah, it's game time. I turned it over because on the back I had it upside down. Like, can you really have an upside down blue diamond? So we have blue diamond, red balloon, yellow moon, orange star, and I just dropped one again. Rainbow, green clover, and pink heart. Excuse me a minute. Talk among yourselves. If you don't recognize them, these are the Lucky Charm symbols for the marshmallow Lucky Charms. And so while you think and the audience weighs in on what you should do, excuse me again. I need a production assistant for this. We get to play our theme music.
Yes, we need theme.
What? Lord, it's just all going off the tracks. So everybody weigh in as I look for our theme music real quick. I apologize for that.
Hey, that's okay. While you look for your theme music, I really can't get off this call without saying that despite the fact that, yes, I might have worked hard to get through off life support, I truly do give all the glory to God. All the glory.
Well, and I agree. I didn't mean to overstep that. But what I do know is that what he placed in you, you had to tap into in order for him to use you. And
Yes.
so I think we often expect it to just come at us instead of come through us. And so, yes, I think when we have answered prayer, I think it is really when answered prayer is answered from within and we agree to let God manifest it outside of us.
Absolutely.
And so he could have done anything and everything, but if you weren't open to receiving it and believing in it and moving it into existence, there's nothing he could have done more. Because I believe in a God that we have to invite into. He doesn't demand stage in our life. So right. I apologize. I'm going to try. There we go. I think this is it. For some reason, you know what? Life is just, we're not going with the Golden Girls music. So I'm just going to thank you for being a friend directly. We'll let the music slide. Anyhow, YouTube hates the music because they think I'm copyright infringing. It's Golden Girls. Come on, people. So, of our Fun Friend Friday envelopes, which one have you decided to choose?
I want the pink heart.
The pink heart. Okay. Da, 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 da. I got it. So now I joke that we have to do this in the spirit of Steve Harvey. I have to open it where you can see it so you know I don't switch it around behind your back. Oh, I like this one. Awareness. Ooh. So this is your Minute with Maxwell word of the day, awareness.
Awareness. Oh my goodness. If you're not aware, you're going to miss things. Things are going to pass you by. Ooh. And you're going to miss out. So think about not having awareness, what all you would miss. I believe God sends us lifeboats and they float by us. And if we're not aware that they're floating by, we're just not going to jump in. They're going to float on by. So we have to be aware of not only our surroundings, our environment, we also have to be aware of the people in our circle, who we have in our circle. make sure the people in our circle be aware that they are feeding us positive energy and not negative energy. Be aware of your surroundings no matter where you're at. Make sure that you place yourself in positive surroundings. Um, if you're not aware of what's going on in your environment, if you're not aware of the people around you, you're not only going to miss things, but you're going to miss opportunities to pour into other people. You're going to miss that. You're not aware. That's
I love that. So Becky, who you know, Becky Spite,
yes.
she did a Fun Friend Friday, and we did have the music that day. I apologize. Um, she talked about divine appointments, and that all around us are divine appointments. And that we
Yes.
fill our life with so many, maybe less divine appointments. That if we're not aware, as you said, we could miss one of those. I love the idea that, and Gail got it, God brings us lifeboats. And if we're not aware, we're going to miss them or let them go. I had that conversation this morning. God and I walk and talk like at 5:30. I tell you, if he's late one more time, he's being left. But anyway, our walking group, he and I. And it was interesting because I said, I know what I want. I know how I want it, but bend me to your will that I do it the way it should be done, not the way I want it done. And I think your statement of awareness of saying, I need to be aware that the way I think it's going to work out may not be it. That we
I
have
will
to,
say, my awareness changed through that major process I went through last year. I'm just aware of different things, and I approach things totally different. I'm just, I'm aware of things that I never, ever focused on before.
and take a moment and really hear into that, because we get in such a hurry, scurry, busy kind of world that we think we got to go chugging down the tracks at 90 miles an hour, doing the thing that we think we need to be doing in the way that we think we need to be doing it on the schedule that we need to be doing it at. And we shut off our awareness. We shut off our intuitiveness. We shut off our silence. And there's so many, be aware of the people that are around you. I was in the car the other day with somebody and they had the radio playing, and I just kept reacting to the, like, because it was talk radio. I don't need to say much more than that. And I looked at them, I'm like, do we need the radio on? And they said, oh, I wasn't even aware it was on. I didn't even know it was on. I'm thinking, you have been driving around for how long in your car with all of that voice going around you, and you've learned to tune it out, but your brain, just like your Raymond story, your brain was like, oh, there's Raymond, time to wake up. Nothing goes past your brain that doesn't get processed. So become aware. I love that. I love that. You have gifted us with so many nuggets. Now, I know a lot of people have jumped on in the middle and in the beginning. So do take a moment, go back and replay through this, go back and listen in, go take notes. Take a moment and really get this. The best part of Fun Friend Friday is I go back and I take down notes and I listen and I steal things. I'm just telling you, I'm probably going to steal something from you and use it in my own life and in my own coaching and in my own speaking, because you brought so much wisdom. Now, I know you and I got to talk yesterday about your L2L. I'm so excited. I know that's going to be amazingly successful. What else do you have coming up on your calendar that if people are like, I have got to go sit at your feet and learn more, where and how can they do that?
Oh, thank you for asking. Teresa Davis in California and I are going to do a virtual speakers club, and we're not sure anybody's done that yet. It starts on October the 6th, and we will have a link to register for that soon, but we have verbally heard from a lot of people wanting to be on this. We've got that coming up. I like to do a 15 Laws of Growth Mastermind, and I'm in the middle of one right now. It's going to end in a few weeks, and then I'll start another one up in November. But if someone has not been through the 15 laws of growth, treat yourself to it. It's life changing. And John Maxwell taught us an annual growth plan. Trust me, I have to do it over and over again.
I break
Someone
mine into like 3 times a year because I'm so far behind the rest.
I know someone on our mastermind this week had said something about, well, what happens at the end of the year? Well, you start all over again because the law of intentionality is going to look different that second year than it did that first year. And your consistency is going to be different. Your lid's going to be different. Everything's going to be different in a year. So I don't think you can overgrow. So the 15 Laws of Growth Mastermind is huge. The L2L.
And
What
you
else
guys
have I?
are going to be serving what area with the L2L? And let me do 2 recaps just for other people that may not be in the JMT vocabulary. So 15 Laws of Growth is John's book. It's actually 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. I always leave that middle word out.
I do too.
That's how Melanie and I met. I crashed in on her 15 Laws. So if you haven't been, find somebody, Google somebody, ask me, I'll connect you with somebody. I've got it free on my site from a previous recording. Virtual Speakers Club, you will be teaching and coaching and guiding people on how to raise their speaking level, not necessarily for performance purposes, but to understand the dynamics of holding an audience through the power of speech,
Absolutely.
platform speech.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's just speaking one-on-one with someone. You could be
Right.
speaking in a very small group, speaking with your family. You might be speaking in front of your church or a community group or on a stage in front of thousands of people. But we take the 26 principles of speaking that Roddy goes through, and we use that in the Speakers Club. And
it's
gets
a
people.
wonderful format if anybody hasn't done it, because, and I have been privileged to see it, I can sit down with a good speaker and anybody sitting next to me will watch me diagram the speech. And I'm like, we're about right, ready. Yep, there's the personal story, there's the cliffhanger, there's the serious teaching moment. And you can chart it out. And good speakers know this intuitively. Some good speakers have studied it and written it out. What the Virtual Speaking Club does is introduce you to the format of a good speech, and that there is an energy that needs to be maintained and changed and shifted to get the point across. So that's a Virtual Speaking Club, 15 Laws of Growth. And then L2L is the John Maxwell Leadership, Live to Learn. I was stuck in the old title because I started when it was the old stuff. And it's a day-long 4-speaker virtual simulcast. And you're going to be doing that in what area?
The live simulcast is going to be at the Church Alive in Conway, Arkansas on October 12th. And then after that, we're doing a rebroadcast on Little Rock Air Force Base and Camp Robinson. And any other areas we might come up with. But we're going to...
If you guys know that area, know people in that area, connect them. If you've got youth groups, churches, business, companies, military family members, doctors, hospitals, whatever, the day of Live to Lead is really about raising your awareness and your skill set around leadership. It's not just for management or presidents or executives. It's for anybody that wants to raise their level of influence in their lives and in their communities. And so Live to Lead, love it. I'm so happy to be able to just give you a couple ideas yesterday, and hope that I can continue to help you and my hair sister, Dr. O.
Oh my goodness, you just gave me gold nuggets yesterday. Absolute gold nuggets. And I talked to Dr. O shortly after you and I talked, and she was thrilled with the additional information that you shared. Thank you so much. If anybody out there is doing a Live to Lead, Eric's the guy to contact.
I'm going to be like hosting Live to Lead calls all over the country, which honestly, if anybody has questions, I'd be more than happy to. There was one other point. Oh, so Diane had a really good thing, and now it's gone scrolling past, and I don't want to screw up my phone and try and touch on it. It looks like Gail and Eric are doing Columbus. So Diane has decided, and I think there's a couple other people that have decided today's the day to start having tin can moments. And so there's the title of your book, Tin Can Moments.
Oh, let me write that down. Tin can moments. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see, was that your idea or
I'm going to
Diane's?
say it was mine, but Diane will argue with the publishers when it comes out that it was her idea. So actually,
I'll have to
that
give you
comes
both
from
credit.
Diane Dick. Tin Can Moments.
Love
Gail
it.
is trying to take credit for it now. But
Gail. Well, put her name down too.
well, we'll just say it came from the greater God and that we all just got it simultaneously, and Diane was the one that could type it the fastest.
You know, it's funny. This is how life works. I've been wondering what to do with those Ziploc bags.
And now you have a book title,
Now I
Tin
do.
Can
That's all I need.
Moments 2014, 15, 16. And then you can have a front end chapter. See, I'm the business creative development guy, as you experienced yesterday. So you can have an instructional manual in the front of each year, how to design a life of tin can moments.
Oh, love it. I'm writing this down.
That's okay. That's why I paused, because I can't teach that lesson the way you can teach it. And if it can make an impact in the world, then take it and develop a curriculum around designing a life of tin can moments.
Oh, love it. Thank you. Thank you.
No, you gave it to us. I just filtered it because I could see that as such a speaking tool, and then a practical tool, and a workshop tool, and a life-changing tool.
You know,
See, Diane's now trying to say she was thinking the same thing. Well, Diane, it's not yours. It's Sonia's.
I have to tell you this though, Eric. I believe with all my heart that God designed us to live this life with others and not to live it alone. And so everything I do it with somebody because two brains are better than one. And I
Unless
knew
you're
it
using
was
this one as the second one.
I knew it was just a matter of time. Somebody would tell me what to do with these tin can moments. And it's happened. Thank you, everybody. It's
Well,
great.
Elizabeth loves it. I think I just saw Elizabeth saying she's going to start building tin can moments into her life.
Love it. It makes a difference. I mean, just imagine on New Year's Eve, instead of going out and partying, get
Oh,
with your loved one.
but I have the
Get with-
shirt for it.
You do, but that's Halloween, trick or treat. That's Halloween.
Okay.
Just imagine. I mean, it's a powerful moment. I will tell you that this last year was probably the most difficult holiday season that my husband and I ever had. It was horrible. But we sat down with our tin can, and the easy thing would have been, I'm not going to open that tin can this year. I don't want to hear anything positive. But we sat down with the tin can, and it's like everything that bad that had happened in that month before went away. It just went away. Now, did we still have things to deal with? Absolutely. But we were on a different plate the day after we went through the tin can. Makes a huge difference.
So, because I love that. Because I'm the business guy, and that's what I love to do, is help people create brilliant ideas, even if they're not brilliant the first time around. I can actually see the book inside a tin can at Barnes and Nobles. And so that when you go in and you pick up the coffee can or the tin can, it has the book inside, it has the instruction manual, and it becomes sort of like the elf on the shelf kind of thing that everybody gets for Christmas, is a copy of your book, Tin Can Moments, the story, and their own tin can to begin the story. And then
I just got chills.
then it becomes something that gets shared and given as gifts for newlyweds, building a life together, tin can moments, one step at a time. I can't wait to see. I've already seen it, so you just got to get to
Eric,
work.
I invite you to write the intro to my book.
You get the rest done. I can write them. We'll just take this and transcribe it, and that will be how Tin Can Moments came to be.
I love it. Can you imagine the people that we can touch by doing this? And I say we because we right here on this call have put this together. Dennis and I might have started this, but it's just going to sit in this tin can and in those Ziploc bags and not do anything. If we on this call had not shared, had not received it, and thought about it, I'm so excited at the people we can touch.
I guess this is why you had to come off oxygen.
That's right. I've got things to do. I've
You
got
got
things
tin
to.
can moments to build into other people's lives.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
I'm so excited about seeing the tin can on a bookshelf and opening it and seeing the book in there and the story. And I mean, you could just keep expanding it with little pieces of paper and notepads, and then it becoming a gift item that you give, and that, you know, when somebody gets married, etc., or when kids graduate and go off to college, you could have a series of building a tin can career, tin can moment career. You could break it down into every business section.
Oh my goodness. I've got to get off this call. I've got things to do. I've got things to do.
You got impact to make.
I do.
Well, good morning, Paul. I see you in. I appreciate you. I don't know how close you are to Gail, Wilmington, Columbus. I grew up in Toledo. My Ohio geography is confused, but you may want to check in with Gail. I know she's in the Ohio area. Anybody that's in the Arkansas area, you know who to connect with. And I don't know if Diane's going to be in Illinois, Ohio, or Texas. I'm not sure. We
Who
could
knows?
wrap it in paper and include a small pack of crayons to decorate the outside. Yeah, I like that. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, could you see this as a classroom gift? You start the school year with taking the crayons and going one step, taking the tin can into your classroom, and each day at the end of the class, you have to write something, a tin can moment from being in school that day. And at the end of the year, the students put it together in like a different kind of yearbook.
I love it. Now, is this all stuff that you're coming up with? Because I can't see comments. Are these
Yeah,
your
this is
ideas?
all divinely me. There's nobody else
Oh my.
here.
I'll give you all the credit. I can't wait to read the comments and get all the ideas. I love this. Everybody who's listening and you're providing ideas, you're a part of something big. This is big. This is
I,
huge.
it's fun, and I, I, I feel open to the creative process. I think because I don't want to hold on to anything that could impact the world around me. And
Hmm.
so somebody might be, oh, you gave everybody a really good idea. You could have made $1 million. It's like, if you're the vehicle to make it happen and to grow it into the impact that it can have on the universe,
Hmm.
take it, sail to go with it. It's not mine to hold.
Absolutely. I remember I went through a part of my life when I thought, oh, they're stealing my ideas. I've got all these great ideas. And the next thing I see, it's on the shelf being sold. And then when you transition into the mindset that you helped create that idea, you threw that out there, and had you not done it, it wouldn't be there. And who knows, I might have messed it up, but someone did it the right way. So
Amen and true on.
I would have messed
And
up.
one more, it was like, we need to have t-shirts that say, I'm living a tin can moment.
Oh, t-shirts. Let me write that down too.
But I like the idea of I'm living a tin can moment.
I do too. Oh, I can't wait to read all the
And
comments.
see, we got another teaching idea. Are you living tin can moments or trash can moments?
Ooh.
And then you could teach about being intentional about finding your happiness, about finding your purpose, about finding your passion, versus just existing and walking through the world.
Absolutely. I've had that at my fingertips and didn't even realize it until all of you fine people just poured into that idea. Love it. Thank you so much.
Well, Gail has a commitment to bringing a tater tot casserole to the book launch party.
I've never had a tater tot casserole, but it sounds like something I would get into.
It's something they do. Anything that has the word casserole attached to it, you can just put somewhere in the Midwest.
That's right. That's right.
Anything that has the word fried, that belongs to your neighborhood.
Yes, it does. We fry everything.
Yes. Well, I so thank you for joining me on Fun Friend Friday this morning. You have been a gift of wisdom. You have been an inspiration. You have been filled with joy and excitement. And I think my t-shirt or my shirt barely held the energy that you contained and
It
brought to
woke
us.
me up. It's what I needed to wake me up. I'm normally not up this early, so.
Well,
you-
I'll tell you, I've got an after shirt because I have to go visit with Mel later this afternoon for her 50 and 50 podcast. So, Elizabeth, so teesprings.com will print those t-shirts. So Elizabeth has given you a link to getting the t-shirts done in the comments. Are you
Awesome.
living a tin can moment?
It's a team effort, absolutely.
And when we build the mountaintop retreat, you know it's going to be up Tin Can Alley, which is
I
a
love
steal
it.
from somewhere else.
This is so good.
Well, thank you again for being a part. Thank you. So Paul is helping me on my geography. Thank you, everybody that took a moment and jumped in and shared Fun Friend Friday with us. Do me a favor, share this out. Get other people connected. There was so much wisdom about following a dream, pushing past our fears and doubts, living the life of purpose. And now we are all going to go out into our world and start looking for tin can moments. I don't think that will ever leave me. And so I want to personally thank you for giving me that gift today.
Oh, I want to thank you for inviting.
Living life, looking for tin can moments, and I'm going to figure out a way to incorporate it into our life, so that we're going to start now. And I'm not sure we're going to open it on New Year's Eve or if we're just going to open it at the end of every month. I think right now,
Yeah, you open it whatever it works for you. Yeah.
I think right now our family, with all the changes and transitions, needs that shorter period to see the successes and the reflections. This is worth staying up for. Oh, that's right, because Australia, it's like midnight. So you've had Australia, South Africa, Texas. So you are now officially an international speaker and presenter.
Check that out. Everybody needs to be on Eric's Fun Friday Fun Day. It's so early, I don't even know what it's called, but I love it. Thank you so much for having me, Eric. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Go get a cup of coffee, and we'll talk soon. Everybody else, I will see you Monday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern. Thank you for joining me for Fun Friend Friday and our Fiesta Frocks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.